Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we're gonna learn how to prepare samples for NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, and then after preparation of the sample we will run our NMR characterization on the machine. So let's begin. So what you need to prepare the samples. This is NMR tube. This is the cap of the tube. We'll fix it with that. This is the injection to take the proper solvent into this. And this is our product for which we're gonna do NMR. So what we will do, we will first take our sample which we have to perform our NMR in this NMR tube, and then we will take this solvent. The solvent we're gonna use here is DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide D6. Please be sure that the product you have made to check your NMR samples should be well dissolved in the solvent. You can use other solvent just like CDCl3 for the purpose. Okay, so now we'll begin our samples. So first of all, as I told you that we have to take our sample in NMR. For the NMR samples, one thing you need to ensure that you have to take very little quantity of your product for which you gonna perform NMR in your NMR tube. Very little amount will be sufficient to perform that NMR, so don't waste your product. So what we will do, we will just see, this much amount is more than sufficient. We will take that. This much amount is sufficient for your NMR sampling. Even this amount is more. Okay, now we will just inject our solvent into this sample and mix it very well, dissolve it. For which we'll just prepare our injection. This is the needle. Our injection is prepared. Take solvent. And just gently inject into your NMR tube. Alright, you can see that the color of the solvent gonna change. So now we will just close this NMR tube with this cap and now gently shaking it, right? Be sure to close all the things which you have started. Alright, so we will just gently shake this NMR tube. Be careful that don't hold this tube too tight or like that. There is a chance that it can break, right? Okay, so I can see that solvent is going to dissolve in that, right? But one thing, we can still see our undissolved product in this. So to dissolve it better, it's better to stay this sample for whole night and then perform your NMR next day. And if you don't have time, you can just fast up your dissolution by heating the sample in your solvent. By application of heat, please be noted that the product you're gonna check for NMR should not be deteriorated by application of heat. Okay, for the application of heat, to heat that samples to fully dissolve the product in the solvent, I am going to apply the heat. So this is our heat gun. You just need to turn the switch on, and this is the heat gun. You can see there is a hot side here, cold and off. Currently it's off. If I'll just push the button midway, it will blow the cold air from here, and I will just push the button all the way upward, then it will give the heated air. For heating, be careful and ensure that the lid is off, so we don't want to build the pressure inside the tube and tube to break, and then just put our sample on the heat. Okay, after application of heat, our sample has been prepared and the product has been well dissolved in the solvent DMSO. Now we'll move towards the NMR room for characterization.